Hey folks, I'm James. I am a science fiction writer as well as the co-founder of something called Sudowrite. And I believe in centaurs. Not horse-human hybrids, but I believe in a future where AIs and humans can work together to be more creative. Not in an adversarial manner, but in a manner where AIs can become an assistant, a brainstorming partner, a tool for thought. These are things that have only started to pierce the veil of tools today. So Sudowrite is what I'm building, and it is a AI assistant for creative writers. I'm going to do a demo today, and we're going to write a very quick story together. But the ethos behind it is visual artists have had interactive tools like Photoshop for decades, right? What is the Photoshop for writing? I posit it has not existed yet. That's what we're trying to build. So let's write a story together. Let's just jump straight in. I think Nicholas showed you a clip from The Matrix, but let's go back to Matrix 1, the best Matrix, of course, where Neo first touches that mirror, right? And this is the mirror distends and starts to engulf him. And it's a very scary scene, it's very visceral, right? And he's literally being birthed, right, into the real world. And I love this scene. I've seen it many times. I've read it, the screenplay as well. It's a wonderful scene. But let's pretend that we are the screenwriter, and we're writing the sort of the prose form of this scene. And let's just jump straight in. So Sudowrite, this is where you spend most of your time. It's in the editor. Looks just like any other editor out there, text editor, except on the right-hand side here, we see the AI bar. So this is where the AI assistant can come in and help you. So let's begin writing the scene. So instead of Neo, I'm just going to use my name. So James looks at his hands. His fingers are distended. The mirrored icicles begin to melt rapidly. It's like, oh, wow, the words are really flowing now, right? The mirror gel comes to life, racing, crawling up his arms like hundreds of insects, creeps up his neck. He didn't ask for this. He didn't ask for any of this. All he wanted to do was escape his boring life in his cubicle. Now he was going to die. Let's say that you're at this point. You're like, oh, the words are really flowing, and suddenly it all stops. And you're like, wow, writer's block, right? Maybe your writing partner is not available right now. Maybe it's raining outside. You can't really go for a walk. What are you going to do? Well, the good thing is that Sudowrite, the AI, is always available 24/7. So what you can do is put your cursor where you need a little bit of help. And the main function that we have is the wormhole. So when you tap on that, right now it instantiates multiple versions of James's and other multiverses, and it reads what I've written and suggests something for the next paragraph or so. So let's read some of these options. It gives you up to 5 options. How could this be happening? It's like his lungs are paralyzed. I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Oh, how about this one? James hits the mirror with his fist. He cries out, but his mouth is covered. He hears his voice only in his mind. Okay, it's a little more action. You can look at all these things. And now you can see this sort of Photoshop idea, right? It's interactive. The writing can almost feel like a game, right? Let's say you can like this, you insert it. Inserts raw AI text as purple. So we have hundreds of authors using this system now, hundreds of centaurs, essentially, who are now interacting with the AI, creating novels, screenplays, and various other things. And you can go here and just start editing. Maybe you don't like this part. Maybe you want a better description of this mirror. So what you can do is highlight that and hit the describe button. Now the AI is working on how do we get sensual descriptions of a mirror in the context. It's a great octagonal slab of green glass. Okay, interesting. Square plexiglass. Okay, I didn't think about that, but maybe it makes me think of a better idea. So this is really where the centaur part comes in. Maybe the AI is the back part of the centaur. That's really what we're doing with Sudowrite. The human is in control. We're almost like the editors at this point. Maybe you're in an early draft and you want to shape it together. The AI can help you shape that. So it can give you these 5 senses, and it also gives you some metaphoricals. A brick wall, polished, gleaming in the light. Can brick walls gleam? Maybe. Maybe if they're glazed. I don't know. Mirror was not liquid, not clear. Instead, it felt like a hard bark. You can go in and favorite some of these, take little bits and pieces, but let's have some fun. The AI is actually trained on the entire internet since 2011, the historical internet, and also hundreds of thousands of books. It knows all these characters. It knows a lot about narrative devices. So it must know about Elon Musk, right? So what if we just say, and then Elon Musk rides in on a giant unicorn with the face of a Shiba Inu, a Dogecoin. Yes, yes. So what does Elon say? Elon says, and then let's do a wormhole. Does the AI, can it actually create this narrative that makes sense? Please welcome Mr. Elon Musk, Virtuosphere, Sheeb. I am Sheeb. Dojit. At that moment, James is transformed into a giant-headed Shiba Inu. Oh, wow, that's crazy, right? And it's riffing on you. It's almost like playing improv a little bit, right? So if you're in this kind of zone, maybe we want Elon to be more sinister. Elon, then James realizes that Elon is here to kill him. Elon says, okay, do another wormhole. What's going to happen? I'm here to kill you with a speech impediment. Interesting. James, come on this blog. Snarking at science streams is against the law. We all die, says James. We all die to get the science. Hey, shut the fuck up. So, all these things is possible because the AI, this particular AI is GPT-3, and it's trained on the entire internet. And the most profound thing is that in studies, it has actually almost gotten to the same reading comprehension level as a human. That is the most profound thing, because it's able to actually look at the words and actually understand some of the concepts that James is a character in this story. James is in trouble, right? And also that I'm here prompting that Elon is going to put him in even more trouble, right? So it's really now like a critique partner, like a writing partner. So yeah, this is just sort of the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more functionality in Sudowrite. We have things to be able to give you plot ideas, twist endings for things. And so what does this mean for the future? There's always this notion that whatever AI does is no longer considered art, right? Or human. Before Deep Blue, chess was considered, it's something that only humans can do. But once Deep Blue actually beat Kasparov, suddenly we said, no, chess is just all algorithms, right? It's not, it's just cold. I think that's a very black and white view of what intelligence is. And I think that computers can create art. And more importantly, computers and humans together can create even better art. So this is our philosophy with Sudowrite. We're currently in private beta, but you can go sign up on sudowrite.com and mention that you're coming from this live stream, and then I'll prioritize you if you want to check it out. We are focused on writers who want to integrate this into their workflow to become the first Centaurs. Thanks. So that wraps up the demo.